is going to be make or break here for Xtreme?
I don't think it's make or break. It's just a high damage dealing position 4. Like, you can look at it that way. I think they have 2 heroes that do that on 4 and on 5. A lot of tips from the get-go. DY, of course, on his signature Phoenix. And we have a pretty stock standard draft if you replace Timbersaw with anything else on that position 4, right? Like, if you think of anything else on that position 4 that's like a task or something, you have a standard draft on Xtreme Gaming, while on the other side, they're cooking something up. Like, this is Gaimin Gladiators with some... We want to go back to the days of Broodmother and just take over the map minute 20, right? Like, you have the Storm Spirit to jump the backlines, you have Lone Druid and Razor, usually lane dominators. We'll see if they succeed at that, because they also have a lot of saves. They have this pump from the Wisp to pump up the mana and heal the Storm Spirit, make him even more difficult to deal with. While there is one thing though, Timber and Visage is a scary combo because of Hurling Death and how it deals damage and how much damage, and also stat loss. Like, you get that stat loss, and then on top of that you get Soul Assumption when your stats are lost, like you have less HP. So it's a scary lane if that's how they decide to lane it.
So 2 bounty runes apiece, and we'll take a look at how the lanes end up being. And this is Ace on that Lone Druid, something he's pretty proficient with, something that I know there are some Lone Druid fans that are excited to see this hero, especially when he's on the big stage at TI.
No, for sure. Like, he's a micro player. Like, I still remember him a long time ago when he came into the scene, played for Fnatic. Like, he actually played some EPO back then as well. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. One thing that is definitely difficult for them is catch. Like, besides Storm Spirit, you don't really have any. Like, you can't really rely on Lone Druid, so heroes such as Faceless Void love playing into that. Like, it's easy to maneuver, it's easy to get away. But then again, the other side, it's not like they have an abundance of the same thing. They have this Chrono and Stormform, perhaps, and that's it.
Well, I actually took Time Zone on Name.
Time Zone, eh?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a Time Zone player.
I'm down.
I'm here for it.
Yeah. Especially when you're a Phoenix, you know, you pop that egg into the time zone. Ooh. And like no hits are coming and you're like, yeah, that's nice, I'm living. And then time zone ends and all those hits collapse at the same time and you're just done.
Oh, man.
That's when you ping it. That's when you ping it and you're like, bro, come on.
This could have been Chrono, what the hell?
This could have been the best combo in the game, basically.
Speaking of offlaners, XXS top here was in queue on the Timbersaw Visage Timber combo. Not something we've seen so often, but you know, you talked about Ace starting his career with Fnatic, and XXS started his career just 16 years old with DK Scudiera, and he's only 25 now. He has been in the pro scene for what seems to be forever.
Yeah, blast from the past with B-Cop. Like, you definitely know all these Chinese teams and where exactly every player started. I remember XXS from Kiev Minor, I think, like, or Major. Was it Kiev Major? I think that's where he's like, that's where he came in, like, with 17 years old and dominated. What was it, like Legion and Centaur? I don't know. Yeah. There's like some moments in this game that just you can always remember them.
They do last forever. It just feels like some players will never be forgotten, whether or not they're retired or still active, that's for sure. And how they came into the scene, you think about MLG Columbus with Arteezy when he got his moment there. Like, that's a forever moment for sure.
You are my forever moment, Biko.
You're my forever moment.
By the way, this top lane is... okay, bot lane, they're fine. Kind of trading it, Lone Druid doing well. The top lane is doing much better than I expected for GG. Like, if you remember the last game on Visage, like 33 just completely destroyed them in the first couple of minutes. This has been already 3-4 lanes, 3-4 waves, and Visage isn't really dominating that hard. And also keep in mind that raindrops are about to come in. Like, usually if you're playing this hero, you want to get a kill or two before the rain drops, and they didn't manage to do that.
So we'll see how much that affects the lane, how much that affects the game moving forward, especially for XXS. If we see raindrops come out and pressure being put on by Gaimin Gladiators, because, you know, the panel talked about it. It's usually the early game and that early mid-game that Gaimin Gladiators work well with, so it'll be interesting to see how these first 10 minutes or so, first 15 minutes especially for Gaimin Gladiators kind of come down, and if Xtreme can bear with the pressure that'll be put on. But things very quiet.
Yeah, so far, 0 kills, nothing really happening. I think you're happy with this if you're Gaimin Gladiators. Like, the lanes are looking a little bit rough when it starts, and then when you ramp up, when you get some items, you are the team that should be able to force some fights early on. However, at the moment, you're happy with the status quo.
Static Link out there, as this is a problem for XXS, who's trying to run, but finally, Dyrachyo gets first blood, and it's going to be through onto this Visage. So you talked about it. Raindrops come in, they get that kill. Dyrachyo might die to XinQ, but they got a kill on a Tofu. DY gets that. XinQ tries to Timber Chain away. He doesn't have a lot of mana, but does have 2 mangoes, so he'll turn around looking over at the Razor once again. The Visage coming back into play, and they will lose this Timber, and they still don't get the kill onto the Razor.
Yeah, he used the Soul Assumption way too fast. He just instantly casted it, but yeah, just not enough of stacks on it. Also, keep in mind, he didn't go for Grave Chop this lane. I feel like that could have been useful versus Dyrachyo earlier on. But this is a problem. Like, you got to the stage where they have raindrops. Yeah, sure, you can go on them, maybe on Celery here, but he's just gonna tether away. So, another issue that you have is Visage here, too many heals. Like, the IO heals a lot, and because of that, like, you aren't able to zone Dyrachyo out. He just chills in the lane and keeps on farming.
Definitely troublesome for this top lane, and they aren't getting these kills and this aggression that they would have liked, so gotta think that maybe some of the idea is to just farm and maybe hope for, say, Ame to come over, because he is one of those carries that hits level 6 and he's ready to go.
Ace is
Plays aggressive, and Ace almost giving up a lot of gold. They're actually turning around on Ame for a second. They've also got a DY in trouble, and he will fall to Ace thanks to that disruption thrown out by Tofu, so a little bit of revenge there for the side of Gaimin down bottom.
Yeah, they used the dive aggressively, and Tofu, you know, he rotates back, catches the Phoenix. Nicely done by him. I love this promulgate and facet on Shadow Demon. It's pretty damn good. Like, overall, Shadow Demon for me is one of the stronger heroes at the moment, especially because he's very good versus some of these cores and supports that are being played. Like, you're good versus Wind Ranger, you're also pretty damn good versus Omni Knight. I'd like to see a bit more of SD. Plus, his laning stage has just been buffed up super hard.
Static Link again onto the Visage. Dyrachyo not afraid to chase pretty close to the tier 1 tower. There is a TP over from XM, doesn't have a lot of mana to work with, but does have 16 wand charges. They are going to get aggressive here. But how much does XM even get out of this? He TP'd into this top lane, and he's not getting anything.
Yeah, they have a lane ward as well.
This sentry's not going to see that.
Unfortunate, but very well played by Gaimin Gladiators so far. The lane has been really damn good for them. Like, this is the best you can imagine when you're playing versus Visage. Like, you haven't lost the lane, and you pressured him, you killed him. Not something that usually happens.
You start to worry about how much Visage is going to get out of this game, right? Because those early Soul Assumption kills are the jumping off point.
Oh, yes and no. Like, he still has a lot of comeback potential mid lane.
Mid lane there here, disruption used by Tofu, but XinQ will show up.
So basically, back in the day that would be the case, but because of that...
Dyrachyo. Do they dive this under the tier 1 tower? TP comes in from Ame. Is he going to commit? He will. He's not level 6. but will...
I think he just gave up on bottom lane. Just look at his CS.
He's got nothing in terms of farm.
Basically what he's saying is, XXS, I don't know what you do, bro, but this is my lane now. Like, you need to go away. This bear destroyed me on bottom lane, so yeah, I don't wanna... It's not a fun lane.
Feels pretty bad.
Yeah, but this is what Gaimin Gladiators really aimed for. They survived the first couple of waves, and then their heroes with levels, just levels, nothing more, become extremely difficult to deal with. I feel like for XG right now, we're waiting for Chrono Egg or Time Zone Egg combo. Something like that, because they're not winning any fights if they don't have that combo.
Which, scary thing to say, but level 6 is going to come out for the same time for those heroes. Both the Phoenix and the Void are pretty similar experience at the moment.
Yeah. The question is it a really good support or is it bad game for everyone?
Well, with 30 plus denies for Ace, I'm leaning towards the latter, not
41. Give that
now
man,
41.
Yeah, give that man the proper number. 41 denies on this offlane lone druid with bare necessities. Like I actually
Really is that simple.
I had a couple of games with this facet, and the lone druid went for you know, the sniper build, the range build on like your lone druid is the main damage dealer. The bear is just there. He's a nuisance. He's hitting everyone. He's giving you the heals, and that's it. Like it can be really strong.
Dire are scanning.
Team ring there for Visage, who now has these familiars going into the Rod of Atos first.
Yeah, that's the... We don't have any stuns, I need to buy Atos. You know, that's the feel right now.
Q in some trouble. Quinn going for this kill on a level 5 Timber and will finish him off. Quinn feeling the lack of lockdown that Xtreme are working with here and able to just get an easy one. And he's also going into that Orchid, so we've seen earlier today Bloodthorns be pretty brutal. Orchid is pretty rough when there is no lockdown. You're kind of shutting something down.
It's just a fantastic Storm game.
Yeah.
Like you have so many heroes that you want to jump with that Orchid. Rushing it really makes a lot of sense. Like you want to kill off the Void before he manages to time walk away. Phoenix before he dives out. Even Timber with an Orchid, this is a position for Timber. You will be able to solo him, so makes sense overall.
The lack of lockdown, you know, XM is getting these towers. He is keeping them close in the game, getting them objectives here and there. But when you get this Orchid on the Storm, and there's not really much to lock down this Storm at all, XM's going to be pretty vulnerable throughout the entirety of the game.
Yeah, pretty much. There is the Faceless Void to maybe save you a little bit.
Yeah.
Ame.
But it ain't that easy.
He's been carrying this tier 1 token for a while, by the way. On Faceless Void. Just not using it.
He's probably got bad options, but ends up going to the Royal Jelly. Not the worst, honestly. But giving it some thought. I will say the one thing I do want is just to see what options every hero has on their tokens.
Like when you spectate or...
Yes, when you spectate, you can see what their options are.
I want to see my teammates' options so I can play them.
I figured maybe that was what you were thinking.
What do you mean you took the balloon?
You surely you had something else.
I mean, in that particular case, anything else is better, so...
Deep ward placed here by Tofu, getting some vision deep in the jungle.
Smoke up.
They see this sniper again. The shrapnel is down. Is the help there? They've got this relocate in. They'll get the kill on XM. They're going to look over at Duraccio, though. Do they have the damage? The Icarus dive through from DY. He does have Supernova, the disruption. There's the Supernova.
And they get the kill to Dyrachyo. They're going to try and get this egg. Can they get it? The familiar stuns. Now the Supernova goes off. The Soul Assumption kill. Tofu's gone. Ame's coming through. He's got the time dilation. He does have time zone. They got the kill to Quinn. Xinq's going to be the one who gets credit for that. As Ace is going to try and fight this faceless void. But everybody's here for the side of Xtreme Gaming that is alive. And a triple kill for XXS. And Gaimin Gladiators playing aggressive, but it bites them so hard in the bum.
Yeah,
they will lose 4.
That's 1,000 gold for XXS as well. This hero, if he wins fights, he gains so much out of them. By the way, that egg couldn't have been better. Like, in some situations, that egg, because he used all the Fire Spirits, but he didn't want to egg immediately, so he waited a little bit. Fire Spirits actually ran out on most heroes. And that egg usually is kind of bad. Level 1 egg versus so many heroes, but 2 heroes get relocated out, 1 hero is missing the hits, and Lone Druid is too late to the party, so he's actually not really doing anything. So the egg completely changes the fight. Nicely done by DY. By the way, I just have to say this hero is, before the nerf, the last nerf, this hero was absolutely broken. Right now, Phoenix, yeah, he's solid. He's still good.
You were playing it a lot.
I had like a 90% win rate out of 50 games. Like, he was something else.
Damn. You double downing on all those wins?
Of course.
Gotta get that MMR.
With a 90% win rate, oh my gosh. Going into the Veil on DY, and that was a lot of help there in that fight too for XXS, not only for the net worth, but with those familiars to make sure that that Supernova got off and gave them that opportunity. He's got his Vlad, he's got the Radovatos, and now he's sitting 4th in net worth, so in a really good spot.
Yeah, it makes you wonder how this game would look, and how that fight would look if they didn't have such a bad start, but...
Yeah, definitely something to think about, but also at the same time now, we had said earlier in the game, the first 15 minutes are where Gaimin is trying to really shine, but we're at that 15-minute mark. It's only a 1,000 net worth lead. It's only a 5-5 on the kill score. I'm a little bit worried that now Xtreme have kind of made their time. Obviously, there's still more to be had here for Gaimin Gladiators, but you're seeing it here with this side of Xtreme being aggressive, the immediate TP out for Dyrachyo. And Celery is dead. XXS now dominating.
Yeah, it was a nice play between on him. Maybe he can save it. In case they go. In case slow down for GG. But it's slowed down for them because they're waiting for crucial items. And those items will come out now. Like, you're going to have Gleipnir fully completed on Razor. You're going to have an Orchid now on Storm Spirit. And this is basically the time for them to start things off.
So a little bit of Kale. As is tradition to say Kale. I'm a big fan of it. One of my favorite things, but Celery. I died from lag, unluck.
It's always that, right? It's either mouse or lag.
Then Xinq said no, but he's saying for sure.
Keyboard issues, you know.
Mouse ran out of battery. Uh-oh. Yeah. So, we're back in it. Only a split second there of downtime. It was so short, I don't even know if there was downtime.
Isn't it nice that we don't have... I don't want to jinx anything.
Yeah, don't.
Like 10 years ago, 10 plus.
You're treading on thin ice, Lizard. You're gonna jinx it. And I'm not gonna be held responsible.
I'll shut up. I'm just saying, we have it good now. It was way worse back in the day.
That's fair. I'll agree. So, off that little bit of a pause, we did see Celery end up dying. And back to farming they go as XM going for the Gleipnir. And Shard next for the Visage, just 100 gold off of it. Ame wanting that Manta, he's got that early Maelstrom. He's starting to farm up, but he is still very far behind everybody.
Yeah, his job right now is basically time zone, right? Like, when you're this far behind as a Faceless Void, your job is to jump in, use your ulti, That's basically it. Unfortunately for him, there are some heroes that don't care about it. Io, Storm, all of these can rescue themselves. On top of that, you have Shadow Demon that you're up against. It does feel that it's easier for Gaimin Gladiators to set things up right now. Like GG can jump in with Storm, Orchid, and then you can relocate on top. But they're just clumped up as 5.
Gladiators. And they've got the familiars for the back-to-back lockdown, but it's not going to be enough to get that kill just yet. There's the Gleipnir finished for XM. And they're going to fight into this, maybe thinking it's still a Radabatos, but it will be a Gleipnir that comes on through. They've got the Supernova. Zoer's going to try and hit it once. They're going to get the Electric Vortex on a Xingqiu. The time zone is down. Quinn is dead. The Supernova pops. They get the gun Celery. They'll look over at Ace, trying to chase this Timber, but A is not really the valid target. Ame fighting back onto Ace's Bear. They'll get the 300 gold. They'll go after the hero. They're going to try and get the Lone Druid. They've got the Assassinate charged up and thrown over onto Tofu. That'll get a gun to the Shadow Demon. Finishing off Ace. 4 heroes dead. Duraccio gets out, but another big fight for Xtreme Gaming.
They're just ready. They're always there. They're moving as 5. Like, surely this can be punished. Like, aren't you supposed to just split the map right now? Like, you have the Lone Druid and stuff. Like, one of the... So, Lone Druid at the moment, the way I feel about the hero is he's strong in some individual pickoffs. Like, if you're skirmishing 2 versus 3 or something like that. If you have these massive 5-on-5 fights, at this stage of the game, he's really weak. He'd rather just be, like, split pushing, doing whatever on his side. And Gaming, like, they understand that, but they're still forced to fight. They're still forced by Xtreme Gaming. They're going for objectives.
So willing to fight, and so willing for Ame to even want to fight, right? Knowing how far he is behind, but it doesn't scare him off from a fight like that. Knowing that with time zone, the results are possible.
That's the way you need to play. I love seeing a Faceless Void do exactly that. Every time he's got ulti, he joins, he uses it, and then he can go AFK.
Yeah.
There's something that just triggers you when you see a Faceless Void with his ulti just chilling, farming at minute 15.
Yeah, when you're just kind of relaxing, you want to be there with the entire team. 'Cause if you can get a good time zone, a good chrono, you're going to get gold from a good fight.
Absolutely.
Use it to your advantage.
Yeah, and you help your teammates, right? They're the ones that's going to love it. Duraccio trying to solo the Tormentor. Of course, you can do this. Tofu dead.
Tofu very dead. And there it is. Tofu for his death will get the shard, as is Tormentor tradition. I usually try to die in my Tormentors to get shard. It really boosts your drop rate for him.
No, you can solo Tormentor with Enchantress as well, with a Pike. Try that one. You can get the shard and you can die for it at the same time.
Please don't ruin my pubs.
Oh, it's a good trick. Like, my chat trolled me to do that, and like you just die. You get the shard, but you die from input shots. Base.
Does this only work for the first Tormentor, or does this work at all moments?
I think it works for most, because you're so far away. Like, those impetus shots are pure, so they should be taking it down. Anyways, no Enchantress here. She's banned in most of these games.
Xingqiu, I said before that he was 2-0 in the Snow Rui event with this Timber. And one of the things that makes me interested, because we used to see him play like Void Spirit, Ember Spirit, he plays these unconventional fours at times. And it always brings me into the thoughts of, like, Xingqiu has played every position in his pro career, from 1 to 5. And I wonder how much of that has made it so he's ready to play these heroes.
He's ready to play the heroes, but it's like PYW and DY were this staple, right?
Oh, yeah.
And you would never see them do what I'm seeing right now. And that's Phoenix is buying a Shivas, he's got a Veil, and Timbersaw is also buying a Shivas, he's got a Veil. Like, I'm not sure, but I don't think that's optimal. Like, on Phoenix at least, you can literally buy any support item in the game. And it would work, so... Doubling down like this is a lot of wasted gold.
Disruption, Ball Lightning, Quinn committing to this, going after him with the Orchid, but they've got the
of Atos. They have the Icarus dive. Quinn's out of mana. Quinn's out of life.
Damn. Did he expect to relocate? Because that's the only way that makes sense, right?
That's what I would assume he was expecting with Dyrachyo and Celery combined at the hip there. But they didn't end up coming through for him.
They're like, bro, you're on your own.
You're past the tier 1. You're dead, dude.
Not this time. And he went in with, like, he literally had no mana once the zip completed.
So 3,000 net worth lead here for Xtreme Gaming. And Dota Plus saying 58 to 58 to 42%.
And that's not too bad, right? Like 60-40. I think that's fair enough.
Wondering on what we can see from Gaimin here, because it's got to be coordinated for them to get a couple of these kills, and we haven't really seen them take advantage or relocate too heavily, right? Like the fight that they had over by the tier 2 on the Radiant side, they relocated into that, but it wasn't enough. Like, we haven't been seeing those fast movements.
For sure, that relocate even hurt them because they went back and Egg just survived. There was no one to kill it, so the relocate back actually wasn't that great there. But Celery is a very competent IO player. I'm sure they will find the right ways to use in this game. By the way, Razor Arcane Boots. Just putting it out.
I was looking. I thought of you when I saw them. Going into Sanjin Yasha next. He's got to be a little bit careful. We do have some help with Tofu off in the trees, but Tofu might even be the one who ends up getting caught in this position. Assassinate thrown out onto this Shadow Demon. They've got the Familiars trying to catch up. Icarus dive, Sunray. Now the Familiars have caught up. They'll get 1 stun, 2 stuns, and a kill.
And right next to the Rush Pit, right? Like,
yeah.
So unfortunately, it is minute 25 for XG, but they can still go top.
Quinn. Gleipnir, BKB. And there is the time lapse all the way out.
That's basically free
the
rush.
Sorry, the ball lightning. I don't know why I said time lapse.
No, because he time-lapsed backwards at the same time. Whatever, Faceless Void was there. It happens to me as well. But because of that BKB being used, they can go into the pit, make free rush, free Aegis. It's only the first Aegis, it's not the list of deals, but all these items are just coming online.
Aegis here, now for Ame. Although Ame gets it with 10,000 net worth as the carry, I want to make a case for Xingqiu. He's got the same net worth.
Or maybe Sniper even, right?
yeah.
He's kind of in the back line, so hard to reach, and Faceless Void might be the one jumping in first. And he's been, he didn't have the best laning stage, so this is basically making sure the tier recovers.
Stacks being taken by Dyrachyo and Celery. Using that Gleipnir to stack while they were taking this at the 26-minute mark.
Still top of net worth. I guess that's where we're going next, right?
Yeah. Because the farming efficiency has been really good for them, and despite the fact that it's 13-5, it was 5-5, so it's been 8 unanswered kills.
Yeah. I guess it's just much easier for them to play the map. Like, that's something that we discussed earlier. XG is just keeping together at all times. They're just moving as a group. Meanwhile, on Gaimin, like, you have Storm on one side, Lone Druid on the other, Io and Razor on, like, completely somewhere else. So it's easier for them to farm items.
Ame going for the Mjolnir. He's got that Manta now. About to pass Quinn in net worth. Quinn's game has not felt
Radiant's
like the
top tower
presence we are so used to feeling with him on this hero.
fortified.
And we talked about how good of a Storm game this is, but he made a couple of interesting moves, you know? Jumping too far on that Faceless Void was one of the moves.
It's a little bit tough when you don't see a number over the Galvanize icon.
Radiant's top tower.
That's the reason, right?
It's not the complete reason, I'm just saying. It's a rough seed. You take that tier 2 over bottom. We continue to play pretty aggressive here, maybe hoping that somebody comes over for the Wisdom Rune at 28 minutes and they can catch a kill. He's actually coming pretty close, so does Quinn. And they do have vision of this. They have this ward right by the steps. They know that
Radiant's courier.
Ace and Quinn have just shown up. They were close, but now they're going to go to the ball lightning, go into the backlines. They've got the Orchid on a DY, but they get the kill on a Celery. Now the Orchid, the silence, the kill is in enough. Oh, DY! After the Orchid's able to survive with a sliver of health against the Supernova off. You've got to be kidding me. They can't even kill the Phoenix. They finally get the kill on XXS, but the right clicks onto the bear. XM free to just shoot away. Gleipnir's going to be used. That's on Ace as well as his bear. They get the kill to the bear. They'll take out Lone Druid next. 3 heroes dead on the side of Gaimin Gladiators. Just on the edge of that time zone, and he survives. Oh my god.
That was so unfortunate for Gaimin Gladiators as well, because they committed on Visage with the other 2 cores, and they didn't manage to even kill him before he used Gravekeeper Slope. Like, he has this shard, he goes into Stone form, you don't finish him off fast enough, and because of that he resummons the familiars and then stuns you and just buys enough time for XM and Ame to clean up house.
How much health was on DY when he got the egg off?
It wasn't looking great. Like he's supposed to die.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, you know what usually saves you in that situation? Buying a Lotus instead of second Shivas. Who can blame him at this point? It's just they're winning this game at the moment, at least, very convincingly.
They're going for the sniper, but it's not easy. This Sunray keeping XM alive. Do they have the damage? He's on the edge. He's got 9 health. He's gone. All right, they get this kill, but how much is it going to cost them? They'll end up losing Celery. Duraccio goes down. They'll look over at Xingqiu. This is a 4-position Timber that they are trying to kill. The right clicks are coming through. They've got the Orchid. They'll get the kill. They'll take out the Timber. Now they're going to look over at XXS as well as Ame, but they're going to try and fight back. Nobu is here with some help from DY. As XXS goes down to the ground, comes back up, goes after Tofu's Soul Assumption, but there's the fear, the root, the kill, and a good defense there for the side of Gaimin Gladiators.
Okay, so
Ball Lightning looking for more. Getting pulled by
look at that Aegis
the
timer.
Wild Wing Ripper. Uh-oh.
It's done.
Yeah, it's done. Quinn not getting this kill, though.
He's been there before, you know, he had the same exact situation. He's like, yeah, I'm not killing this Faceless Void, let's just chill. Go back. Overall, it looked super good for Xtreme Gaming. Like, after that fight, this fight in particular, they cleaned up. Like the fact that Phoenix managed to survive, also the fact that Visage survived, but then they stuck around a little bit too long and they got punished for it. They didn't have time zone anymore, they didn't have their ultimates, they didn't have the egg. They stuck around. Okay, you take the side, and that's what you came for, so you're still happy for sure, but they did suffer some caution. Some deaths in the end.
5 HP. Another Tormy taken. Quinn getting that shard, so he'll have that upgraded overload. And we're still sitting pretty tight here. As Blink Dagger now finished for Tofu. Lotus picked up for Timbersaw. And Phoenix gonna go and finish a Glimmer Cape. So now just holding on to the casual plate mount.
It's pretty good. So he decided not to finish Shivas in the end. I think the main reason why he decided that was because of the egg in this last fight. He barely managed to get it off, so yeah, buying some save item or a Glimmer-esque item probably makes more sense. You know that the Storm Spirit will be jumping you, so...
Let's see what they can get done here. Roche potentially back up in a minute and 5 seconds. But let's see what the extra timer is for that Roche. XXS just about finishing off the AC.
Yeah, he's got
There it
it.
is.
They've got the AC, and I believe MKB is done in like 30 gold.
Quinn working with the ending moments of an amplify damage.
Radiant
So
are
not going to
scanning.
use that just yet, but a 5-man smoke coming here for Xtreme Gaming, and there's the MKB finished off for Ame.
He's got the MKB before Razor even finished off Butterfly.
Oh yeah, this item's value in him getting it loses a lot before it's even there. Ace is in a bit of a precarious position, and Timber Chain all the way across. Time dilation, Icarus dive, going for the fear, has the Sun Ray. Familiars are here. They will have the lockdown, but do they have the damage? They've got some help from Tofu. Can he get the disruption off? Yes, he can. That'll avoid the assassinate, but the bear's gonna be dead, and so will Ace.
Yeah, and they
Disruption
relocated
not
now.
enough.
They can wait for the IO now. There is no Lone Druid. They know the relocate is going to come back, so this might be another freebie.
Might be and will be. Oh, Tofu. Yeah, 3 heroes without buyback.
He tried to save him. He tried to move in so that there's a tether target. It's like the worst savior bro syndrome, you know? And the throne, they're going for tier 4s.
There's a buyback available on Tofu, and he's going to use it. The ball lighting in. They've got the Vortex. It's going to be onto the Sniper. The Lotus Orb is there. They've got the Round of Atos on a Quinn. They'll go to the BKB, and he'll have to ball lightning and keep his distance. There's still time zone, and there's still Supernova. These tier 4s are starting to get low. Well, one's dead, and the other one's about to be gone. BKB no longer available for Quinn, so he needs to be careful. They'll still focus the throne. They've got Narashi and Tofu off to the side. Quinn's going to end up dead. He's got buyback. They'll use it. And Gladmir immediately purged off thanks to this Lotus Orb. The Timber Chain away, getting out of the static link. They'll go after Quinn. They've got themselves a second kill on him in just a moment, but he ball lightnings back in. Doesn't matter, the throne is dead, and Xtreme take game number 1.
Yeah, XXS, he just had that throne in his vision. Literally just right-click.
The Dazzle should be exciting.
The Dazzle, yeah, like not really a hero that you see very often on mid lane right now. Even though he's played in pubs, like you can see some players experiment with him, just go fast tags, you know. It's really difficult to stop the death push when there's a Dazzle on the enemy side. Just constantly fighting, healing, a lot of damage is being dealt by him, and overall I've seen a couple of Blink Axe builds. I'm not even sure what the correct build is right now. I have to wait and see what Quinn does, but this hero has always been the lane dominator, right? And they want to make sure at least not to feed any first bloods. They smoke up a little bit late for the ward. It's not late, a little bit later, let's put it that way.
30 seconds to battle.
So I am looking at this Xtreme Gaming lineup, and I was saying it to you that I thought it was going to be Xingqiu on the Marcy, just because we've seen him play those aggressive heroes that can kind of 4-core, but I think with the Dazzle last pick, that might have switched. I'm not entirely sure. Obviously, I'm not in the room with them, but it definitely made me think, all right, there's something, even one more thing that looks even better here for Rubik that gets a little bit more priority in farm.
Well, I would say it's also about the lanes. Xingqiu, yeah, he's fine. They tried to wrap around a little bit, but they were too smart. They knew there's no one else on the other runes, so they fall back. It's also about the lanes, right? Like you have this Rubik plus Mars on one side, and then you have DY plus Wind Ranger on the other. It just makes way more sense to lane it this way. Both of us are well aware of how strong Xingqiu's Marcy is. His Rubik is also very solid. It's a decent Rubik game, like you have a couple of spells that you want to steal. But basically anything that you get this game is useful.
And we'll see how that goes once he eventually hits level 6, but also Rubik Mars lane is not something that we're unfamiliar with. So we used to see this all the time. telekinesis with a Fade Bolt and a Spear into a tree, almost guaranteed. And someone like Crystal Maiden might be dead to rights after something like that.
Even someone like Monkey King, if you get it before his level 3, level 2 Jingle Masteries. Huh?
Bug.
No Nyx Assassin in the game.
No Weaver either.
No Weaver. No Brood.
So
It happens.
disconnect.
Yep. By the way, so much sustain from Gaimin Gladiators. Like, you get the Tinker, you get the Dazzle, you get the Kunkka, and then on top of that, you put all of this into Monkey King, and you just hope for the best that Duracho is gonna carry you. That's how I feel. And Dazzle, of course, as well, is very potent mid laner, but... yeah, let's see. I think he can do very well versus the Viper on mid lane.
Yeah, I'm interested to see the matchup come through. And XM, like I said, he's 14-3 in his last 17 games on this Viper. That is a very high win rate, and that's his total year stats, including a game he played this Viper earlier today.
Yeah, but how many times did he play versus Dazzle?
I don't have that for you right off the bat. I'll let you
tell
know.
you. I'll take a guess and say it's 0. Like versus him on the mid lane. At least it's possible that he did, but very unlikely.
So if we're taking some damage here to the Monkey King of Duracho, just trying to move forward and looking for that level 2. Not getting that level 2 just yet. Marcy still level 1 up top with Ame here. There they finally go, and ready to see what Tinker will bring us as he gets disposed for a second. The torrent won't land, but no real danger felt.
This isn't truly a kill lane from Ace and Tofu. Like, you might be able to get a kill, but I feel like it will only happen if you're answering the aggression, not if you are the ones instigating it.
Right.
On the other side, on the other lane, like this Rubik and Mars, a lot of kill potential, same with the Crystal Maiden and Monkey. A kill can happen at any moment come level 3. Like, from level 3 it's very possible.
Look at how far forward Quinn's looking at playing at 8. Well, now he's backed off a little bit, but he was under the tier 1 tower mid.
That's your Dazzle experience, my friend.
Yeah.
Run away from the poison touch under the tier 2 tower while he chases you. And you can see a little difference in the CS already. 15-5 on Dazzle, 10 on XM's Viper.
Torrent lands on to Ame. Is there a point where the Viper just out CS's in this lane?
No. There isn't a point in which he makes a comeback, if that's what you're asking. Like, Dazzle is too annoying.
Right.
By the way, this is coming from someone that didn't see this matchup in the last 3 years at least. Look, things have changed, and I have seen Dazzles and Vipers in mid lane, but I don't think the matchup has changed drastically. As long as you get hit a couple of times on Viper, you just gotta run. Look at this, like, he might even die here. Mid lane?
This is rough. TP in, committed there, DY. Not a fast enough TP, but they go to the Blood Grenade, and they're gonna rebound and try and get some speed to get this kill onto Quinn. And the right clicks are not gonna be enough just yet, but finally, even with that defense matrix, they'll get that first kill, and they're gonna dive under the tower for Tofu. The laser's there, but DY hitting away. Nobody else coming towards mid just yet, but finally Sower's gonna start that TP. They've got the machines down, the TP is stopped. And Tofu, he's gonna die, and this is a dive that gets a double kill here for XM.
Dude, that tower just lost vision on XM in the last second, and he didn't hit him twice.
And he dies to the tier 2. Full health, full mana back.
I mean, that's super worth it, and such a beautiful comeback for him, by the way, because he was having the worst lane. And this is like one of those best things that you can hope for when you're getting pummeled in the lane. Like, you can hope that they overcommit, dive, your support TPs, and suddenly you're back.
The thing there was DY's rebound not meant to jump on top of that on top of that dazzle, more so just to give that 4-second speed boost for XM to catch up.
Let's not give DY any excuse.
Oh, I'm giving him an out. I tried. Come on, man.
No. That rebound was definitely some mess up right there. Well,
I tried to give him an out.
No.
Oh, man. So, you know, even
Nice
with that...
attempt. How much... What's the PayPal again?
I don't know, but if anybody wants me to make those plays look good, I got you. I'll back you up any day of the week, Lizard. I'll say it.
Dude, I don't have enough money for you to back all my bad plays up. Anyways, mid lane still back to where it was actually. Quinn just came back. The levels are now same, even, but he's still dominating the CS. So XM still kind of suffering.
XM, yeah, he's happy he got those kills, but at the same time, it's you know, still this rough lane. DY coming over again. Tofu nearby. They aren't gonna make the jump on anything just yet.
They're really helping this Viper a lot. Like, he just came in and gave him a tango and moved away, even though your Wind Ranger is your true carry, and she might get gone on top. She's alone.
Yeah, she is. X into the Torrent. They've got machines down, and that will be a hit coming through from that Tidebringer. And almost getting the kill on Ame, but still able to survive. Has that one, popped it. Okay. Team sitting pretty even. He did get the kill, though, while that was happening over top on his NQ. He's going to be stuck at level 3. He's going into the Arcane Boots, just trying to get anything he can. And they're going to TP up XM. DY's here with the rebound. They've got the Dispose. XM uses that Viper Strike, and then we'll get this kill to the Kunkka.
That deny out of spite just before he dies, you know. One more thing that I can do of value before I die. Yeah, you know, it's all about these small little things, efficiency.
Now I feel like you're helping the Kunkka out. You're saying it's efficiency on last and
Look. That was actually useful, you know.
Yeah.
Still pretty bad that he dies, but no way he survives that in that go.
Wisdom Runes, by the way, one apiece, so nobody stealing it like we saw in games past. But things pretty quiet. Game 1, it started to pop off at around the 15-minute mark. As Tofu now, he's going to be the one in trouble. They've got that Viper Strike. The laser's there. They've got the break. Quinn going to help out. Telekinesis pulling him back. But they'll throw over the Poison Touch. Tofu even staying nearby. And they'll use the Wukongs on Ahame, who's only level 5. They get the kill on Xingqiu. DY walking his way over, but XM now running away. Celery's going to die. It hits Tofu for the moment. The right click's coming into the Quinn. Durachio's in, but Ame still looking to go. He's got a power shot ready in a second. Shackle in 5. There's the defense matrix. Gets up out of the high ground, jumps into the tree, and will escape. But a little bit of a trade going down over mid with everybody showing up.
Yeah, XM successfully stood his ground and they couldn't go through him. Like, 3 supports could not reach Monkey King or his Wukong command just because of XM. And he played that very bravely, I should say. And he took down Celery in the process as well.
Phase Boots finished off for the Mars. XM going into that Dragonlance. He's got 1100 gold saved up. They have smoked. They are looking towards top as Durachio. While they're looking top, they're losing bottom. They lose this Monkey King, and it's Ame who gets the kill with that ult.
Yeah, and let's see if they can convert this into a tier 1 push on bot lane. Because I feel like you're very happy if you're XG. Like, you just killed the Monkey King and you're taking towers away from Tinker. Like, one thing that is always really nice is preventing him from having any good outposts to defend and slow the game up. Like, it's so annoying, man. Like, I've been spamming 12 games a day in the last month. I've been loving, enjoying Dota. Every time I see a Tinker, I want to just exit the goddamn game. Because, like, if he's competent, he just defends the game he defends his side for so long and he finds so much farm. You're playing versus some Polylocket Reeves Tinker.
it's not fun to play against, but at least for right now, for the Tinker haters, he doesn't really have a lot of net worth.
Yeah, he has been nerfed, like recently a little bit, so
Right.
it's easier to play against him.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Just a touch. Meanwhile, Ace getting that top tier 1 tower, so not the combination and the parlay that Xtreme got going bottom, getting Dyrachyo and getting the tower and getting some proper positioning. But the Viper Strike's going to be thrown over. They got the rebound. They will kill off Celery. XM now on a killing spree, and he's 5-1.
Yeah, one thing I think that has been a problem in game 1, I would say, for GG, and in game 2 as well, is they just have this greedy style of a position 4 and 5. They're constantly waiting for something, you know, they can't make these moves. Meanwhile, like XG, even just Marcy is enough.
Yeah.
Like your Tinker and Crystal Maiden, CM maybe, but she needs more. Meanwhile, Tinker is just like, yeah, I'm good. I don't want to fight, I'm farming. Recurring theme from game 1.
Yeah, and I was going to ask, what's the timing here for game?
It's the Axe on Dazzle. I really think that's changing things, or should change things quite a lot. Like, you get the Axe on Dazzle and you get the Blade Mail on Kunkka, and you're kind of ready to make things happen. Right. We'll see though, because both sides will have something at that point. You'll have most likely a Blink Dagger on Mars, and he'll be ready to fight as well.
Right. Let's see if that timing, when that timing comes, if they can accomplish what they want with it. They'll go to the X, and they will steal the Ghost Ship. Yeah, so this is going to be thrown over. They've got the freezing field on top of XM, but XM just walks away. There's the blood grenade, spear lands. Celery on the edge of this arena. That is rough for the Crystal Maiden. They dropped a lot there to try and get this kill on XM. He's not living here.
Yeah, very nicely done by Ace, by the way. He caught.
They want to go for XM. Primal Spring, but now they've got the rebound. That's going to be enough speed for XM to get away from this. Dispose Dyrachyo onto the tower? Oh no! It was the Monkey King. They're trying to play aggressive, and they're going to lose their heroes. They'll bring in Quinn and Celery to try and stop them from getting the kill here on Ace. They lose DY, so they will save Kunkka. But again, Dyrachyo under the tier 1 tower, and it's another rebound save for DY.
Yeah, he's like, grave me, Quinn, please grave me. And then you click on your Dazzle and he's 404, grave not found.
Oh no.
Not possible. Yeah, I mean, he's a core Dazzle, so usually it do be like this. You don't get the grave, you want to max out your farming speed and damage. But when you're playing with the Monkey King, that grave can be so crucial.
Thank you. Ooh, alright. Well, they were trying to get this kill onto the Rubik, but the Primal Spring coming from XinQ. He's up in the trees and down again. They'll get the kill. Dyrachyo back-to-back deaths. Oh dear.
They're forcing things, like Quinn is 17 gold away from Ags. They're getting caught out, like this isn't optimal for Gaimin Gladiators, let's put it that way. There's a blink on Mars and Rubik jumping across the trees, so the map feels a little bit claustrophobic for GG now.
Yeah, it's fallen away from him.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
There's that Ags timing. Maybe would have wanted it a little bit quicker. But we'll see. Celery nearby. Tinker's here too. Sees XinQ for a moment, but he's able to just really walk away. He's got Aether Lens soon. About 700 gold. They'll meet each other in the trees. Interesting seeing you here.
XinQ is still playing. I swear, if there is one carry that would follow him until like tier 2, that's Dyrachyo. You know, like you can expect him to actually continue that chase. But yeah, we'll see. Like he's got his Echo Saber going for that Dezo, so he wants to be as potent in these early teamfights as possible on Monkey King, because he doesn't need any save items, he doesn't need a BKB or anything like that. He's got a grave. Now he's got it, at least. Quinn has leveled the grave.
Xingqiu, again, just mid. He's really enjoying this tree dance, by the way. They're going to find Quinn. They've got the spear, and the power shot gets the kill. The ghost ship is in. The Wukong's command is through, and Xingqiu trying to maybe steal that Wukong's. He'll hold on to the tree dance for the moment.
It's still a fantastic spell to keep, you know, like taking a ghost ship or something is nice, but just having the tree dance allows for all of this to happen. He's creating so much chaos in the game.
Yeah, Xingqiu playing a little bit of Black Myth Wukong in this one. With his tree dance.
Are scanning.
And now, he gets Ghost Ship anyway. Tree dance was gonna run out. 20, 30 seconds later, he just like, all right, I'll just take Ghost Ship anyway.
That's specifically because Ace has this level 1 turret that he could use at any given point, you know, just use it so that he cannot steal, but I guess he just didn't expect it.
So they've got Ghost Ship to work with.
By the way, just check the Rubik's build.
The Aether Lens, we're gonna go Blink Nullifier.
That's it. All you need, you're playing into a Tinker, all you need is a Nully, get it. Makes sense. He's gonna struggle farming it, but you never know. Maybe it will happen.
Yeah, not the easiest to farm. Maybe he would have liked a farming spell, but he'll hold on to Ghost Ship. Something you could throw into the arena, so if they do see anybody.
Yeah, you can throw the ward into arena as well, right? Like if you have an ops and you get. I'm speaking about GG and how they fight against it. Like if you see that, if you can't see your allies, you can pop the ward inside. I feel like there are a couple of position 4 and 5s that do that regardless. Accelerate.
In trouble, and Ghost Ship used, as he knew he was stealing something that will be pretty good here from the Crystal Maiden. And Frostbite at level 4 is one of those spells that is going to be pretty solid for you.
And it's one of the best spells to, like, anything he steals this game, I feel like I'll say it's one of the best spells, you know? Like, Frostbite is just amazing. It's just so good with Arcane Supremacy as well. You can cast it on...
Oh, no. Viper Strike, the damage, the right clicks. All right, TP out. Oi. That was close. That was really close. I think he ticked down to like 50 health. Maybe even less.
XM? He top. Now, do they just want a tier 2 or is he waiting for some, maybe a rush attempt? That's my question. Let's see. Honkai steeping in.
Not quite finding anything, and they've got wards down here.
Oh, that
just have
Frostbite.
not been taken out. The Frostbite from a distance. There's the spear. Kunkka in trouble. And they're going to rebound in. They go to the arena. They've got themselves the shallow grave, but the damage coming in from the Wind Rider is going to be too much for them to handle. Tofu, Quinn, and Ace are all dead. Wukong's command is not going to command anybody on the side of Xtreme Gaming, and it's a 4-hero loss for Gaimin Gladiators. And Ame tipping Dyrachyo as well.
Yeah, that's a yikes right there. Tipping him, making some carry tier lists as well. This man has no mercy. But like everything that's happening here, I would go back to the mid lane and Dazzle not being able to kill them early on. You know, when he dies, when they get the double kill on XM instead of Dazzle, that completely pushes the game in the wrong direction. If this Dazzle right now, instead of being this, the way you imagine Dazzle is, you buy the antagonists very fast because you bully the mid lane, and then you just constantly rotate across the map with the Axe. Before they have any items, they can't deal with you. However, he got it a little bit too late. They took a couple of fights that they already lost, and the Aghanims, it lost, like the power spike is gone. The timing is gone. And now they need a BKB on top of that. It's always waiting for that one extra item. Unfortunately for Gaimin Gladiators.
Yeah, they're always a step behind and timing too short. And we'll have to see if there's an answer at the moment, because right now, you know, Ame's got that BKB, he's got that Gleipnir, they have the control. Viper feels so brutal to go up against at the moment. And yeah, you're trying to buy some time, you're trying to get Quinn into his own BKB, you're looking to get that Ags here for the Kunkka, and a BKB and a Detto for Monkey King, but time is of the essence, and I don't know how much more they've got of it.
Well, they do have heroes that, like we said before, defend well, split push well, so you can play around that. Like, you have March of the Machines, you also have Monkey King, who should be able, at least on paper, to find farm where most carries wouldn't be able to. I'm not that worried that the game will end very soon, but they're not in a good position.
So Aegis is gonna go the way of Xtreme, picked up by XM after a short delay. Let's see how this all goes down as they're looking to potentially push bottom. Viper looking for that Hurricane Pike, delaying the BKB, doesn't exactly need it at the moment. They feel way too strong for them to really...
Famous last words.
Yeah.
I feel too strong, I don't need BKB. Gets killed, okay, I'm changing to BKB. But yeah, I completely agree. He's in a pretty damn strong spot right now, so... He's got Manta already to get rid of and dispel some of the spells at least. He doesn't necessarily have to buy that BKB immediately after.
Dire's top tower is under
Yules. Got Yukon on the low ground, but there's the arena coming down the steps, looking for the TP. There's the spear, never happening. And we'll steal Frostbite again as Ame gets the last hit with that power shot, and he's wicked sick.
Yeah, just secure that last hit, you know. Secure the kill. Crystal Maiden, he at least, Celery at least forced the arena out with the TP, so that's something. It helps out your teammates a little bit. And one item that I really didn't talk about at all is Yules on XXS. Like, this is such a nice pickup when you're expecting a game in which you have to catch people and chase them. Like, having Blink Yules secures almost any pick-off. And it's good versus Tinker as well, of course. And Kunkka too, for X-Mark's spot.
Tier 2 will fall. Let's see. I'm still waiting to see if they can fight one back, but now that they've got the BKB coming through for Quinn, Ags at the same time for Kunkka in 2 seconds. They've got a mech to work with. Is this the timing for them, or do they want to wait for Dyrachyo to also have his BKB?
Overall, I think this should be the time to at least try to get a pick-off of some sorts, but it looks like Quinn is being chased instead.
Yeah, 4 staff, then the rebound, the speed up, but now they go to the poison touch. That's responded with a Viper strike. The frostbite, the BKB, the turnaround, but the damage from XM is going to be too much. The stolen ghost ship flies through from XinQ. They'll get that kill to the Rubik. They'll take out one. The Primal Spring into the back lines, looking over at XXS. However, it's not looking like Xtreme want to go in just yet.
Yeah, no,
you still have Arena and Blink.
XM is going back for the that region disappears in front of him, so he doesn't have really mana to work with on Viper. By the way, that fight, mid lane Ace, that thought.
Yeah, spear, but he's got EX. However, it's not gonna matter with that Yule. However, it's not looking like Xtreme want to go in just yet.
Yeah, no,
you still have Arena and Blink.
XM is going back for the that region disappears in front of him, so he doesn't have really mana to work with on Viper. By the way, that fight, mid lane Ace, that thought.
Yeah, spear, but he's got EX. However, it's not gonna matter with that Yules. It's really well done, and now they'll have to dispose. They'll have off the control. They'll get this kill. Ahame doing his best chance at doing carry participation by throwing the power shot to get the kill. And now they've got the arena on the Quinn as well as Tofu. They'll get the spear. They've got the root. They have the Gladiator. They get the kill on a bolt. They lose XXS, but it doesn't quite matter. Ame goes in, looking over at Celery, pops the BKB. Triple kill here for the Windrunner. And they are in the base. 20-7, 10,000 net worth lead.
Honestly, it's either Gaimin Gladiators being a little bit sleepy or Xtreme Gaming are just way too good at this game at the moment. Xtreme gonna lose his Aegis just so he respawns full mana, full HP. But they're just playing Gaimin Gladiators like that. Blink Yules as well from XXS. He's been the leading force for his team in game 1 and now in game 2 as well.
Get the melee racks. They'll back off of this. And Roche, start thinking about it, even though the Aegis just expired, just kind of setting up. You know, it's about 3.5 minutes away, if not, you know, give or take. More give than take.
Give a bit more.
Yeah. But you start thinking about how you maybe want to close out the game, right? You know the timing around where Roche should spawn, where you kind of want to be at that point, especially when you're up 13,000. Kind of make those plans, and Tofu in trouble. Defense matrix. However, XXS and XinQ backing away.
I like that you're the long-term kind of a planner, you know? Like instantly planning. Smoke up.
Gotta put it in my date book, you know?
That's what you do on first date. So, we're gonna have 3 kids. You're one of those guys.
Dire are scanning.
Celery, scouted.
It's not fair. XinQ's playing Black Myth Rubik over here, and meanwhile they've got the arena down. They get the kill to Quinn to Celery. It's gonna be Ame with another double kill. He's godlike. And they will throw that ghost ship over. They get the kill to XXS. It's gonna be another ghost ship that lands. They've got the dispose. They're still working in the Wukong's command. They'll take out the Ratio. 3 heroes dead. The TP attempt from Tofu, and he escapes the grasp of Xtreme Gaming as it's a 3-for-1 once again.
Yeah, that was such a good reconnaissance mission by XinQ. You know, he jumps across the trees, shows everyone, creates just enough time for XXX to as well jump in, gets 2 of them in the arena. The Wukong's command and Celery's ulti, they weren't bad, like Freezing Field, but they're just a little bit too far behind at this point for just good to be enough. Like, they have to, even if they play these fights perfectly, and if it's them initiating, it's still not easy for them to win it. Like, they're still probably going to lose a fight, being 15k behind with these heroes.
It's just a little bit lacking in the fight, even though things are looking like they're possible. But it's only 2% possible.
Is it only 2%?
Dota Plus says 2%, my favorite milk. 2% milk. 98% for Xtreme, and I don't think it's impossible. Again, I do think Gaimin Gladiators are good enough to pull it back, but it's going to be really rough.
Yeah, it's hard. Just looking at the items that they've got and what they're about to complete, like this AC on Mars, like full Daedalus going into Satanic on Wind Ranger, you know, there's just too much on their side. At the same time,
has been denied.
like, it's possible, but it's all on the Ratio. It's all on the Monkey King. Like, they have to, like, the way I see it, Dazzle and Kunkka, they kind of serve the same purpose. Delay the fight and make your main core as tanky as possible. Like, okay, Dazzle does deal a lot of damage, but it's not like some other playmaker from the mid lane.
Dire are scanning.
Yeah, definitely not. And we've been seeing, you know, some players struggle when they don't have a playmaker mid, and as you see here, a wolf in their natural habitat. They're just in the snow. I don't know how this has happened.
Not to my screen, by the way.
Oh,
Q jumps in.
Cute. Jumping in, Quinn's dead on his screen immediately, and they're gonna try and take a shovel to Celery and dig him out of that snow. But He gets up out of the high ground. He's fine. Can't say the same for the Dazzle, though.
It's just so simple for them. They go in and Wind Ranger. You just need 2 heroes to blow up anyone. And now she's got DD as well, so... Bye-bye tier 3s on the bottom lane. Dazzle does have buyback and he's up in 20.
And they hold their high ground. 16,000 net worth lead here for the side of Xtreme Gaming. And that is going to be a torrent landing from XinQ on a 2 heroes that opens up this fight. With the arena there, they get the count of Tofu and Celery. They'll take the tier of 3. Those 2 heroes don't have buyback. Dazzle's back up, but your bottom set of racks are gone. The mid set of racks are also gone. And they will torrent up the Kunkka. They land the Viper Strike. That shallow grave, well, it's shallow. How long can you last in a grave that's shallow? They'll dig it deeper for him. They'll kill him off. They'll get the kill on Queen and Ace, and it's a 2-0 for Xtreme Gaming as they call GG on the side of Gaimin Gladiators.
When we got the schedule and when I saw our games, I didn't expect this series to be so damn one-sided. I know that Xtreme Gaming are in good form and I know that they've been playing really damn well recently,